Shalom. This is the book of Isaiah 1 and verse 2. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for Yahweh hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. And to that, we like to say, Halayam, La Alahainawa, Yahweh Bashim Rashai, Bashim Kakadash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of greatness who well. Shalom. And to the brothers that pushing his works in truth and in sincerity to all the four corners of the earth. And shalom unto the Israelites who have been scattered among the heathen nations. And shalom unto the few and faithful Aquatium who is listening and learning and obeying the husband. They say, Brother Kurataza, back at you with another short lesson from the GMS Vibration Camp of Trinidad and Tobago. Alright, so hereby, this title will be going Destroy for the lack of knowledge and wickedness. Alright, because today, I think it's also that day of Tammuz. Right, let's go into it one time, because some of our people, right, are also into this as well, into the Jew faith, right? Let's go into it. Tammuz, right? In the Jewish calendar, the 10th month of the civil and 4th of the religious year, usually considered which part of June and July. Alright. So give me a moment. Alright, it said here, first, Tammuz is often recognized as a fertility god. What that goes back into idols. As such, he associates with the cycle of change in the land's fertility throughout the year, or with the annual migration cycle of the shepherd of his herbs. Right, and what that fertility goes back into, what that basically that fertility, what that reminds you of, right? Let's look into it. What today's Friday. What is going to be tomorrow? All right, you're going into what? Into Easter. Right, you're going into Easter. All right. Right here it say, right, Easter is the most important and oldest record holiday of Christianity. It's commemorates the resurrection of Jesus, which the New Testament placed 2 days after the Passion, that is on the third day. All right. Right, and all from the third day is the third day describes when the Messiah has risen from the dead. Right, but this has nothing to do with that, right? Because Easter goes back into Ishtar, right, which talk about the fertility god. Also, as we just read with the Tammuz, right? And our people worship these things all the time, year round, right? Year round. And also, as the day is Good Friday, so all these things are tying together, sum up together, right? And I say Good Friday is Christian holiday, commemorating Jesus Christ's crucifixion, is a day of reflection and mourning. The name stems from the belief that Jesus' death was a holy sacrifice for humanity's sin. offers salvation and hope. Yeah, but the Lord didn't die for everyone. He only died for a peculiar people. Right? Many of our people, get waxed up with that um with that John scripture. Right? John 16:14, right? Right? When the Lord so loved the world that he gave it to beloved son and stuff like that. Right? But that is not the case. All these things here, all these holidays here, is pagan holidays. Even the days like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all of them is named after false gods. Goes back from the Roman time. Right? And this is why our people, will be destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6. Alright? So let me go into the scripture here. Matthew 15:8. Alright? And it reads, right, this is Yahushua speaking. This people draw near unto me with their mouth and honored me with their lips. Right? They're saying all these different things. Yeah, I love the Lord. I will do this and do that and this and that. As it say here, but their heart is far from me, which her heart goes back into your mind. Like up. Alright? But in vain they worship me, teaching for doctrine and commandments of men. Right? And the scripture also talk about the stiff-necked, right? Because they hear us out on the streets, right? Even around the world, in a matter of fact, right? Jeremiah 17:23. Right, and it reads, Jeremiah 17:23, but they obeyed not, neither inclined their ear. They didn't listen. They didn't even stop to even understand. Right? But made their neck stiff, that they might not hear, nor receive instruction. Right? Nor receive instruction. And that is what it is. Right? But they're going to be destroyed for lack of knowledge. Right? As the Lord also said, when you that day when your fear cometh. Right? Let me get that precept. Right? This is the book of Proverbs 1:26. I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Right? When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction come as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. Yeah, because why? All the worshiping, or especially our people, right? Going in all these churches on these days, right? When that time coming in, looking to call upon the Lord, he will not hear you, because that is his name. Right? Because that is the Lord's name. Right? The Lord's name is Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. That goes back to the Paleo Hebrew. Right? But this lesson could be, this lesson was short. Just wanted to get a little touch on that, based on the season that we are basically in, and just to be a little bit more aware of it, you know what I mean? So yes, I hope that this lesson was edifying. And to that I say, Kal Halayam La Alahai Nawa Yahweh Bashim Yashai Bashim Kakudash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone Hill Well. Shalom to the brothers that pushing this works and truth and in sincerity, to all the folk of the word, and Shalom unto Akwatium, who's listening and learning, obeying your husband. Days of Brother Until next time, Shalom.